So today we'll be debating basically on the where will we put the spinal accessory nerve in the background of a global plexus palsy. So the clinical challenge here is in global plexus palsy, we are faced with a devastating scenario: complete loss from shoulder to the hand, limited donor nerve and muscle options for transfer, and the need to plan a strategic prioritization for functional recovery. So the key question here is, how do we maximize functional outcomes with limited reconstructive procedures? I think this is both our goals. Now, for me, why suprascapular nerve transfer is better than transferring it to the elbow. We agree that the elbow flexion is still number one, together with pain relief, but shoulder stability is the baseline, or it will be the foundation that increases the efficiency of elbow flexion recovery. Number two, there's a good motor unit matching from donor to recipient. One study of 1 is 2.5 ratio. And number three, there is no need for a nerve graft. Either anterior or posterior approach may be used, but the posterior approach may have the advantage of early recovery. Now, this table shows some evidence of the spinal accessory to the suprascapular nerve for shoulder function in the background of a global palsy. You can see here that the results are pretty modest. The shoulder abduction may reach as far as 74 degrees, and strength of at least 3/5 may be reached as much as 89% of these patients from several studies. Now I'm going to present the spinal accessory to muscocutaneous nerve and the alternatives for elbow flexion. So you can see here, these three studies used the spinal accessory to the muscocutaneous nerve. And the results are pretty good, especially in the Thailand by Waikukul et al. The recent study by Penked has at least 3/5 in 76% of patients and 65 at least 4/5. Now, in here, Anil Bhatia had 66% at least 3/5. But you can also have good alternatives. Phrenic nerve can reach as much as 83%, at least 4/5, and 65%, at least 4/5. Others also, phrenic nerve has been a good choice, reaching at least 65, reaching 4/5, and 82% or 83% to at least 3/5. Intercostal nerve can also be used for elbow flexion, and it has some modest results, at least 67% achieving 4/5. So basically, what we can do for these patients in the background of a global palsy, we try to do the intervention as early as possible. 1 or 2 stages can be done. So for a 2-stage procedure, we can stabilize the shoulder first by transferring the spinal accessory to the suprascapular. And if there are roots available, you can do nerve grafting. For the elbow, we do the phrenic nerve to the biceps, or the intercostal nerve to the biceps, and then do a wrist fusion. Second stage, after 2 years or 3 years, hook grip can be achieved by transferring the fascia lata to connect the biceps to the FDP for a hook grip. And then shoulder external rotation, we can do an osteotomy for the humerus. Now in single-stage procedure, we can do a single free muscle transfer, but this time, do the spinal accessory nerve as donor for a hook grip, together with the wrist fusion for a single-stage procedure. Thank you.